Today I'm going to talk on suspend activity. Suspend activity is a very common action in Oracle field service. Drivers, technician used to suspend an activity when they don't want to cancel or complete. They used to suspend activity. So suspend activity means it will be resumed later. So we'll see the standard behavior when a suspend action is clicked on the activity. We'll also discuss a very common requirement related to suspend activity. So let me tell you a scenario. Here you can see a truck is assisting to a driver, and driver has several activities, but driver has suspended one activity. So ideally, suspended activity will be with the driver route. But the common requirement is the activity should move to the parent bucket so that routing engine will consider that activity and it will be assigned to some other driver. So we'll see how to implement this. Now let's go to Oracle Field Service. Now I'm in Oracle Field Service dispatch console. So here you can see I have a truck and few drivers. So I will assign this truck to driver 1. So you have to just drag and drop. It will create a team activity. Now truck is assisting to driver. Now I'll create few activities for driver. I will create a emergency activity. Name activity 1. This is ordered activity. Submit. So driver 1 has an activity, emergency ordered activity. Again, I will create second activity, emergency activity. Name activity 2. This is ordered and on position 2. So two activity has been created. Now I'll go to driver route page, activate. So here you can activate route. So here you can see two activity is assigned to driver and truck is assisting to the driver. Now we'll open and here you can see suspend button. So there are two scenario. First, this activity status is in pending. So let me show you in Postman. So here you can see the status is pending and this is scheduled task and position in route is 1. So first we'll see if activity is in pending status. So driver will not cancel, will suspend it. So the activity is 1 is suspended. Now if you'll see here nothing happened, it is still in pending status. So I'll go to Postman and again do the get. So here you can see the change. Now position in route has been removed. So that activity has been moved to non-ordered activity. Start time, end time has been removed. Date is there. So when you suspend a pending activity, not started, pending one, then it will make it non-ordered activity. So this activity is now non-ordered activity. So this is first scenario. But that non-ordered activity will be with the same driver. It will not go anywhere else. Now I'll go for the second scenario. When activity is started. So I will start the activity. Now activity status is started. So here in Postman, activity status is started. So this is second scenario. Now I will suspend. So here it is asking for suspension time. So if you will not provide any time, then it will take the default one, submit. So here you can see now one suspended activity is created and one pending activity is also created. So if activity is in started status, then it will duplicate. It will suspend the existing activity and recreate new activity, and the newly created activity status will be pending and it will not be ordered activity. So let me show you again 59. So here you can see the activity status is pending, but there is no order. Start time, end time has been removed. One more point is here. It will duplicate and create a suspended activity and one pending activity. So two activity will be created. Now, if you go to suspended activity here in activity list, this one, so it will change its activity ID. So the original activity ID will be assigned to pending activity and it will create new activity ID and assign to the suspended activity. So this activity is suspended activity. So let me check in Postman. So here you can see status is suspended. So when activity is in started status, then it will create two activity. The original one will be suspended and a new pending activity will be created. But original activity's ID will be assigned to the pending activity. Suspended activity will have different activity ID. Here you can see this one. So this is new activity ID. And both activity will be with the same driver. So here you can see I've suspended this activity 1, but activity 2, but it is still with the driver, and one suspended activity is also created. Now driver has suspended this activity because some reason like the gate is closed or the weather is not good. So this activity should move to the parent bucket. Then it can be assigned to some other driver. Otherwise, it will be with the same driver in non-ordered status and it may create problem. So let me discuss how we can move the suspended activity to the parent bucket. So we can suspend pending activity and started activity. Pending activity will not create any suspended activity, only it will make it non-ordered activity. But when we suspend its started activity, it will create a suspend activity with new activity ID and all the data will be same. And it will also create a pending activity, non-ordered activity, but it will have the old activity ID. But both activity will be assigned to same technician or driver. So here there is a very common requirement. Most of the organization want to assign this pending activity back to the parent bucket so that it will be considered by routing engine and it will be reassigned to any other technician or driver. So there are two ways to implement this. First is using plugin. So using plugin, we can build a UI same as suspend activity. Inside the plugin, we'll use resource API, the activity owner, and we'll find out its parent bucket ID. So we'll get the parent bucket ID. Then we'll on suspend button, when the user will hit the suspend button, we'll call the plugin close method. We'll set status as suspend and we'll call the sleep and wake up method of plugin. When it will call the wake up method, will update the resource of pending activity to the to set I will set to the parent bucket. So that the activity will move to the parent bucket. Once the activity will be moved to the parent bucket, it will be considered by the routing and it will be assigned to the new technician. So this is the one method that works. Second is through the OIC. In OIC, we can get the suspend event. Once the suspend event will be received, we have to get the parent resource of the activity. Again, we have to find out the parent bucket. We have to get the resource of the activity, then we have to find the parent bucket of resource and set the resource of activity to the parent bucket so that it will move to the parent bucket. So by this way, we can move the suspended activity, the pending one, to the parent bucket so that it will be assigned again. Thanks for watching the video.